His position is really passive. He is up material, up a pawn, but these pawns are bad. And the pieces are all stuck in the back rank. On the other hand, this rook is like really powerful. Okay, let's start this new rapid game. So white goes d4, we reply with d5. And knight c3, okay. Now he might try like bishop f4 to go for the Jobava London. So let's go with c5, attack the center immediately. If he goes bishop f4, I'm just gonna go a6, control this square so there is no knight jumps to c7. e3, okay, so let's go knight c6, add more pressure to the center. So if knight f3, I go knight f6. So he takes, okay. Now this allows me to go e5 and hit the bishop. I think I'm gonna do that. Do we occupy the center of the board? Later I can recapture this pawn, so this capture actually wasn't that good for white. Now I have this strong center. So the bishop probably will go back here. And then can just go knight f6. Or I can take the pawn if I like. Let's go knight f6. We defend our pawn. This one I'm not too worried about. Like he can defend his pawn, but I can just go like a5. Yeah, actually I cannot defend this pawn. He has to play a3 first, sorry. If he defends, I'm just gonna take, yeah. He has to prepare it and then I take. If b4, I can just drop back. Or I can go to d6. So this one is lost. And we got center with the d5 and the e5. Also a3, a6 here is very useful. Because also it stops any bishop to b5 to put pressure here. So he's attacking this pawn immediately. He's not wasting any time. So what to play here? I can play e4 if I want to hit the knight. I think I'm just gonna go bishop to g4. I pin the knight to the queen. Now this is a threat. If h3, I drop back with the bishop. And again, this is a threat. Now he's threatening to take. I have this idea to just take the knight. After the bishop take a play a4, and this bishop is not gonna find a good square. He's gonna have to drop back to e2. And all these light squares are controlled. So this bishop wouldn't be that much great. But he can he has to play something like f3 to open up some scope for this bishop. So let's go for this line. Let's check. So now my idea is to go e4. And I think with these pawns on light squares, this bishop is gonna be a little bit restrained. But I need to pay attention to this pawn on e4, which is a little bit weak. It's attacked twice by the knight and the queen. Also, if I trade this bishop, after I take and bishop d3, bishop d6, if I trade this one, he's not gonna have the bishop pair anymore. So I think this position is okay, I think. So we recapture our pawn here on c5, and next probably short castle or maybe bishop to d6 to try and trade this dark squared bishop. So he castles, okay. So here it doesn't work immediately because he can take here on e4. Also, I want to play this idea of just go h5, h4. Maybe just go king f8. Actually, super tempted to do this. To go king f8, king g8, and push h5. I do like this idea actually. Now let's try it, h5. And the problem he has this move, bishop to h4. I'm not sure if he's gonna spot it. This is a strong move, pinning the knight to the queen. Yeah, he found it, bishop to h4. Now I have to go bishop e7, I think. Then after he takes, take with the bishop, he takes with the knight. Can take here on b2. Rook to b1. Then I have to drop back, for example, here. Yeah, and then he can take here on b7. Yeah, I don't like this position at all. Hmm. Yeah, I missed this one. This one was a strong move for him. Let's go for bishop e7. If he takes, I'm gonna take next. Also, I have this idea to take with g-pawn and open up this file to start attacking here. Put the king on f8. Yes, this position is gonna be too dangerous. So to check with the bishop or the pawn. Not sure. Let's stick with the bishop. You always have this move like rook h6 and rook g6 here. Let's take the knight. Now I'm threatening to take the queen, so he has to trade queens. At the very least, in this position, I give him these doubled pawns. So it's not, he's not gonna have like a good structure here on the queen side. Well, I am down a pawn, but these two pawns are not like the most impressive pawns in the walls here. And I also have this move now. He's gonna go here. Then I can take. Okay, let's infiltrate immediately. On d2, now I check the bishop. Check this pawn. He has to go bishop to d1 if he wants to defend. It's gonna be passive and he's gonna block the coordination between his two rooks. If he goes rook here, I can play b5. Now this square is really juicy. I want to put a knight here. If I manage to play rook a5, knight a5 and put the knight here, with the addition of b5, these pawns are gonna be blocked forever. And you cannot remove this knight at all. And the bishop is stuck defending here, and the rook on the b file is not gonna be useful with the pawn on b5. This is my plan. I play b5, knight here, maybe king e7, and bring the other rook. Or maybe like this as well, to put pressure on f2 and tie this rook as well. And also play knight here. They read out in this manner, but it's the same, I think. Now the problem, if I play b5, he can start immediately hit with c4. He sacrificed the pawn, and then I have to take. So since I don't want him to play like this and sacrifice a pawn to block this idea of putting the knight here, I'm gonna start with knight a5 first. Now if he plays this, I'm just gonna take. I think actually better for him now to just remove this pawn, sacrifice the pawn, and that's why he can manage to play c3 and free this bishop. Yeah, I think he wants to go here, trade the rook. But I can play king e7 and bring the other one. Let's go king e7. He plays rook here. I'm just gonna bring the other one. Now these two pawns are really bad. It's better for them to just sacrifice one of them, because if I manage to put a knight here, it's gonna be blocked forever and they're just blocking this bishop. Let's go b5. He has this move a4, which I actually forgot about. Yeah, it is annoying. I think he can just take. I'm thinking if I get a chance, I might play g6 to protect this one. But I may not have time to do that. If I get time, it's gonna be good to protect this one from the bishop, and then I bring the rook. But if he plays the rook e2, I have to bring the rook immediately. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I think he just wants to free this bishop, defending the rook like this, but it's not good. Very is not good. Now either I bring the knight and start attacking in this manner, or I bring the rook. Let's play g6 first, or this one, and then bring the rook next. The knight can come back here anytime. f3. What does he want? Well, he wants to free this bishop. If I take, he takes with the bishop. Also, he wants to give some squares for his king, I guess. But the rook is blocking here. Now he's weakened this pawn actually. After the knight, this pawn will be hit as well. I don't want to trade. Let him free his bishop. And also, I don't want him to just take. You can play this move, rook to c8, and next take here. Which is gonna be a strong move actually. And also you can play just f5. So let's make a decision, I don't have much time. f5 I think, he takes, I take. And then next either rook d8 or rook c8 and take here. His position is really passive. He is up material, up a pawn, but these pawns are bad. And the pieces are all stuck in the back rank. On the other hand, this rook is like really powerful. If he challenges the rook, he can just defend it. This knight is gonna have a monster square here. So let's take. So once the knight gets here and the rook activates, position is gonna be really bad for him. I'm actually now threatening to take here, to take the bishop. They should either trade or go back. So he trades, okay. Now after this pawn will be hit. So f3 was not good. Let's take here. He's gonna activate the bishop. Let's go here. Hit the pawn. You can play this move to attack. I can play a5 simply. Also, I can just take and ignore him if it goes bishop c8. Now I'm threatening to take here. I'm threatening a check on g2. So what is he gonna play? So his king is as well cut off here. So this rook is very strong. Yeah, his position is really tight. And he's still up a pawn, so but he has like the worst position in the world. How does he actually defend this pawn? I don't see any way he can defend it. He cannot move his king. This one is on a light square. The only piece he has is the rook. He has to play like a rook here, which is extremely passive, and I'm just gonna take. And then this one will fall, and this one will make a passer. What? Ah, so he wants to trade rooks. So if I avoid the trade, he has a check here. But how dangerous is that, actually? But I can just take, then bishop take. I take here, hit the bishop. Bishop has to move, and I take this pawn. So now I will win 2 pawns. And is this endgame winning? There is the question. Well, I have a passer here. My king is faster to the center. And I can put my pawns on dark squares. So I think I'm gonna be winning. So let's play this endgame. I think the endgame is winning. Take here. Yeah, his king is slow. He cannot defend his bishop. So the bishop has to move. And he cannot like move and attack one of my pawns. So I'm just gonna take here. I'm in time. Oh, actually, oh my god, I'm stupid. I think did I miss the bishop? Was the bishop hanging? Yeah, he dropped his bishop. The bishop was hanging and he didn't take it. That was so stupid. I played very fast. I didn't see the bishop was hanging. Yeah, anyway, it's still a winning endgame actually. I'd like to play this endgame. There's threatening here on some infiltration. I have to defend this pawn. I have to bring my king. Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna try and stay on dark squares. Since he has a light squared bishop, that way he doesn't have really that much to do. If I stay on the dark squares, my knight as well, I try to keep it as much as possible on dark squares. He's not gonna, this bishop is not gonna be that strong. Because he's not gonna have targets. Okay, so now I go here. then the king will infiltrate. But I need to pay attention to the time. To the clock, let's go here. Shouldn't allow him to attack my pawn, but the knight is doing that job actually. Now I need to rear out this knight. Let's put this one on a dark squared as well. Once I put all the pawns on dark squares, this bishop is gonna be useless. So let's attack the bishop. Let's go here. Next, put the knight here. Okay, let's go here. Check. Okay, check. Now my king enters the position. I think he's gonna flag, yeah. He did flag. Well, there wasn't much to do here. This pawn was gonna queen. I'm just gonna rear out my knight, check the king and then queen. And this bishop, once you put all your squares on dark squares, this bishop is completely useless. He cannot attack anything. And my knight can attack both on both color squares. He can attack on dark squares and light squares. Plus I have a pawn, so the knight was much stronger than a bishop here in this endgame. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. As always, please subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video. Bye bye.